Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, we are at opening day on Replacement Player League as the Cubs, defending National League Central Division champions, are hosting their rival, the Milwaukee Brewers, from Wrigley Field today. The game time is 1:20 p.m. We have 40,000 people in attendance for opening day. The wind is blowing left to right at 9 mph, and it is time to get today's game underway. For the Cubs, Walker Buehler, as we have a very excited crowd here today. Walker Buehler is on the mound for the Cubs. He was acquired in a trade during the offseason from the Los Angeles Dodgers. A trade which was very consequential to the Cubs' offseason plans. And there is a pop up to left, and Danny Santana makes the running catch, and that is going to be out number one. So Walker Buehler now facing Luis Urias, making his first at-bat of the season. Buehler standing on the mound, delivering a 1-2 pitch. And there is strike three called on the outside corner. Absolutely froze him with a changeup, and that is going to be out number two. Buehler, looking sharp here in the first inning, will now face the lefty Christian Yelich. Yelich has been a perennial thorn in the Cubs' side as Buehler goes to work. Here comes the first pitch, and he lifts one into short left field. Going out is the shortstop, Seager, and that is going to end the inning. Seager was also acquired in the trade, which sent Chris Bryant to the Dodgers, along with some other pieces, in exchange for Corey Seager and Walker Buehler. Now, the Brewers opening day pitcher, Freddie Peralta, is on the mound. He is facing the new Cub leadoff hitter, shortstop Corey Seager. Seager batting from the left side. Here's a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike three. He swung right under that fastball, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. Nico Hoerner now coming up to the plate. He was absolutely a revelation for the Cubs last year, batting 315, with a 367 OBP. Batting in the number 2 spot, and Hoerner slaps that one into left. That is going to be a base hit. He swings at the very first pitch that he sees and knocks it into left field for a 1-out single. So Hoerner is on first base, and Bryce Harper is the batter. Peralta working from the mound. Here comes the pitch. Bryce Harper pops it up down the left field line. This one is going to stay in the air long enough as the left fielder, Yelich, adjusts, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Next up for the Cubs is third baseman Yoan Moncada. Moncada was acquired from the White Sox, and also in a trade during the offseason. The Cubs sent Ronier Quintero, as well as several pitchers, Brent Suter and Nick Burdi among them, over to the White Sox for Dylan Cease and Yoan Moncada. Peralta now working. Here comes the first pitch, and that is lined down the left field line. Oh, and a sliding catch! Yelich with an athletic play. He slides and makes the catch to end the inning. That looked like that had extra bases written all over it. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the second of a 0-0 affair. Walker Buehler now back out on the mound, facing Keston Hiura. Hiura playing first base with a 2-ball count, and he lines one right up the middle. That is going to be the Brewers' first base hit of the season. Hiura stops at first with a single, and now Cooper Hummel comes up to the plate. With one man on, nobody out. Here comes the pitch, and the throw goes down to second. Hedges has got him dead to rights, and Hiura is tagged out on the steal attempt. So 1 out now in the inning, nobody on base, and Hummel continues his at-bat. Here comes the 1-ball pitch. Grounded back up the middle. The shortstop has it on the shift. He throws to first, and that'll be out number 2. Soler now the batter. Former Cub Jorge Soler is batting from the right side against the righty Buehler with 2 outs and nobody on base. 1 strike is the count, And he drives one deep in the air to left field. That one is going to find the stands. Soler doing the thing that he knows how to do best. A 394-foot home run, giving the Brewers a 1-0 lead. Buehler now facing George Springer with 2 outs and nobody on. Springer waiting for the 2-2 count. Here's the delivery. Grounded toward short. Weakly hit. The shortstop Seager charges, but he does not have a play. There's no throw to first. Springer is going to have an infield single. And now the inning continues for Devin Marrero with 2 outs and 1 man on. Here's the 1-strike pitch from Buehler. That's lined on the ground towards second. The throw goes to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Brewers take the lead on the Jorge Soler home run. It is now 1-0 in favor of Milwaukee. Anthony Rizzo comes to the plate facing Peralta. Rizzo waiting for the first pitch. And he is hit in the ankle with a pitch. That has got to hurt. He gets on base the hard way. And the trainer comes out to examine him, but he's going to remain in the game. Danny Santana now the batter with a runner on first and nobody out. 2 balls is the count. Santana popping it up to short left center field. Coming in is Tristan Yelich, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Austin Hedges now batting with 1 out, 1 man on. Hedges waiting for the 1-2 pitch. There's a liner. He splits the gap between third and short. He's going to have a 1-out single here in the bottom of the second inning. So the Cubs now threatening with first and second 1 out. This brings up the pitcher spot with Walker Buehler. He is going to be trying to lay down a sacrifice in this situation. Let's see what happens. He lays down the bunt. It's back towards the mound. The pitcher has it. He throws to first. The second baseman is covering. And the pitcher is retired for out number 2. The runners advance to second and third base respectively. And that'll bring up Trent Grisham. Grisham now batting with 2 outs, 2 men on. Cubs down by 1 in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch, and it gets away. It gets away and rolls to the backstop, and the game is going to be tied. The Cubs tie the game as Austin Hedges scores on a wild pitch, and we have a 1-1 contest here at Wrigley Field. Well, the sacrifice paid off there, and now Grisham batting with 1 out and a runner on third. 1 run already in. 2 outs, excuse me, and a runner on third. Here's the full count pitch. That is outside for ball 4. So Grisham draws the walk. And now there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. Corey Seager, the next batter. Seager is 0 for 1 today, waiting for the 3-1 pitch. That is low for ball 4. So Peralta has issued back-to-back 2-out walks. And now suddenly the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Nico Hoerner. Hoerner is 1 for 1 today. He has not scored. He did get a single in his first at-bat. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball, and the inning is over. So the Cubs score once. They leave the bases loaded. We're going to the top of the third, with the game all tied up at 1. Freddie Peralta now is batting for the Brewers here to lead off in the top of the third inning. Buehler going to work. 1-2 count. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Big curveball there. Not even really fair to throw that to the opposing pitcher, but Orlando Arcia now comes up. He is 0 for 1 today for the Brewers. 2-ball count. Here comes the pitch. Lined into left field. Santana is going to play it on the hop, and that'll be a 1-out single for Orlando Arcia. Jose Urias now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Game tied at 1. Buehler working with the first pitch. The throw goes down to second, and again, Hedges has him dead to rights at second base. Hedges has thrown out 2 base runners in this game already. So now 2 outs and nobody on. And Buehler working to Urias. 1-2 count. And strike 3 is called at the knees. That is going to end the inning. So Milwaukee does not score. We're going to the bottom of the third. Still tied at 1. Bryce Harper coming to the plate against Freddie Peralta. Harper waiting for the first pitch. And he lines it right up the middle. He beats the shift for a single to lead off the bottom of the third inning. Bryce Harper with a nice piece of hitting there. Just a rocket right up the middle. And no one could react fast enough to get a glove on it. Yohan Moncada now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. Full count pitch. Moncada lifts it into center field. What's going to happen? That's going to drop in for a base hit. I was a little surprised that the center fielder did not try to step up and make that play. And apparently so was Bryce Harper, because he had to stop at second base. Anthony Rizzo now the batter with 2 men on, nobody out. Tie ball game. Rizzo in a critical at-bat here against Freddie Peralta. 3-1 count. And it is inside for ball 4. The bases are loaded. A golden opportunity for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Danny Santana comes up to the plate. Santana, the switch hitter, batting from the left side, facing Peralta. Here comes the first pitch, and Danny Santana lines that one into center field. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is going to score. 2 runs, no, the second runner stops at third. The third base coach puts up the stop sign. And so that is going to stop Moncada at third. Harper scores, and the Cubs are now ahead 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Austin Hedges is the next batter, facing Peralta in the bottom of the 3rd. Hedges waiting for the 2-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 called at the knees. That is going to be out number 1. So the Cubs, with the bases still loaded and 1 out, bring up Walker Buehler. Buehler laid down a pretty nice sacrifice his first time up. But really, if he can just get a fly ball to the outfield, it's going to drive in another run. Let's see how this at bat goes. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch to Walker Buehler. He's going to ground that one up the middle. The shortstop has it. He throws home. The throw goes down to first, but it's not in time. Walker Buehler, hustling down the line, beats it out to break up the double play. So the Dodgers, with the infield in, are able to cut down the runner trying to score. They get a force at home, but cannot complete the double play. The bases are still loaded. The Cubs are still up 2-1, and Trent Grisham is the next batter. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Grisham swings and misses, and that ends the inning. So the Cubs score once. They leave the bases loaded. We're going to the top of the 4th of a 2-1 Chicago lead. Walker Buehler now facing Christian Yelich to lead off the top of the 4th inning. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the delivery, grounded up the middle. Shortstop has it. He was perfectly positioned. He fields the ball behind second base, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Keston Hiura now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Buehler with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Grounded towards short again. Seager has it. He throws to first, and that is out number 2. Hummel now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Here comes the delivery from Buehler. Line, that one's going to make it into the outfield. A rocket past the second baseman. The shift was even on, and he just scorched that ball into right field for a 2-out single. Soler now batting. He had a home run his last time up. Buehler better work carefully here. With 2 outs and a runner on first, here's the full count delivery, and it is popped up. This one is shallow to center field. Coming in is Grisham, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So the Brewers strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Cubs up by 1. Seager now facing Peralta to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Cubs. Peralta looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. Grounded towards second base. Oh, and it gets just under the second baseman's glove. It squirts into right field. And the official scorer is going to feel generous today and give Corey Seager an infield hit on that play. Horner now batting. He is 1 for 2 with a runner on first, nobody out. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. He lines one down the right field line. That one's going to get all the way into the corner. Horner rounding first, heading for second. Seager is going to get all the way to third. He is going to score. The Cubs now have a 3-1 lead. That is a Nico Horner RBI double as Corey Seager comes all the way around from first to score. And now the Cubs have a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nico Horner picking right up where he left off last year. And Bryce Harper now the batter. Runner on second, nobody out. 1 strike is the count. Harper pops it up to center field. This should be an easy play. The center fielder looks up and he makes the catch. That is out number 1. No chance for Horner to tag up and advance there. It brings up Yoan Moncada with 1 out, 1 man on. Peralta working with a full count. Here comes the pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Horner's going to come around to score. As Moncada stops at first with an RBI single, the Cubs now have a 4-1 lead. They have doubled their score this inning. with 2 more runs. And now Anthony Rizzo comes to the plate. 1 out, 1 man on. Peralta still laboring out there on the mound. He's at 78 pitches. Rizzo with a 3-ball count. Here comes the delivery. He checked his swing. Yes, he does. That is going to be ball 4. So another walk is issued by Freddie Peralta. And I just don't know how much more patience the manager is going to have for this particular performance. He's thrown 3 1/3 innings, already at 82 pitches, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Danny Santana, the next batter, standing in against Peralta. Santana again batting from the left side. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. He could not catch up with the high fastball, and that is strikeout number 5 for Freddie Peralta. And that'll bring up Austin Hedges with 2 outs and 2 men on. Peralta with a full count. Here is the delivery. High for ball 4. So he misses with a full count breaking ball, and that loads the bases once again. Next up is the pitcher, Walker Buehler, with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Buehler coming up against Peralta here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 is the count, and strike 3 called at the knees. A fastball right at the knees, and he gets him looking to end the inning. We're going to the top of the 5th now with the Cubs up by 3. Walker Buehler on the mound facing George Springer here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 is the count. Buehler with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the cut fastball that time at 94. That is going to be out number 1. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Walker Buehler brings up Devin Marrero. 2-strike count. Buehler with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is going to be out number 2. A slider that time. He chased it down and away. And now Peralta bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Freddie Peralta is being allowed to bat for himself here in the top of the 5th inning. All right, 2 outs, nobody on, and a grounder towards short. Seager charges, he throws to first, and the inning is over. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Apparently we're going to see Freddie Peralta again. Nope, we have Tyler Chatwood in the game. Tyler Chatwood, another former Cub on this Brewer team, is coming in to pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning. Apparently, the Brewers manager just did not want to burn a pinch hitter. So Tyler Chatwood comes to the mound to face Trent Grisham, leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Chatwood with a 2-2 count. He's looking for the sign, and here is the delivery. Popped up, short center field, coming in. The center fielder looks up, and he makes the play for out number 1. Corey Seager now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Chatwood with a 3-ball count, and here comes the pitch. That is outside for ball 4, and that's the Tyler Chatwood we all know and love. A 4-ball walk with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning brings up Nico Hoerner. Hoerner facing Chatwood. First pitch, here it comes. Popped up right center field. Coming in fast is the right fielder. He calls for it, and he makes the play for out number 2. Bryce Harper now batting. 2 outs, runner on first. Chatwood facing Harper with a 2-2 count, and there's a grounder towards second. Sharply hit, but right at the second baseman. The throw goes to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the 6th of a 4-1 ball game. Walker Buehler facing Orlando Arcia, the Brewers leadoff hitter in the top of the 6th inning. Buehler working with the first pitch to Arcia, and there's a grounder towards second. Hoerner picks it. He throws to first. That is out number 1. Buehler now right at 60 pitches facing Luis Urias with a 1-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is out number 2. He chased a curveball outside the zone, and that is strikeout number 6 on the day for Walker Buehler. Christian Yelich now batting. 2 outs and nobody on. Here is the pitch from Buehler. And a looper at the second baseman. And Nico Hoerner jumps in the air and makes the catch. So the Brewers go down 1-2-3. The Cubs lead 4-1 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Yohan Moncada is going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Tyler Chatwood still on the mound for the Brewers. 1 strike is the count. Moncada waiting for the pitch. And there's a liner into the right field corner. That's going to be extra bases. Moncada rounding first, heading for second. The throw comes back into second base. Moncada is going to have a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. So Moncada with a nice piece of hitting right there. Pulled that one down into the right field corner, brings up Anthony Rizzo. Chatwood working with a runner on second, nobody out. 3 balls is the count, and Chatwood delivers ball 4 outside. So runners now are on first and second with nobody out. Santana facing Chatwood in the bottom of the 6th inning. Santana is 1 for 3 with an RBI today. He steps up, waiting for the 1-strike pitch. Grounded past the first baseman in the right field. There's another base hit. Santana stopping at first with a single. The Cubs are going to have the bases loaded as the right fielder Soler charged, and he reacted quickly, getting that ball back into the infield. So the Cubs have the bases loaded for what feels like about the 15th time today. And there are no outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Austin Hedges now batting for the Cubs against Tyler Chatwood. Hedges standing in at the plate. Full count. Here comes the delivery. Strike 3 called at the knees. Hedges takes strike 3 on a sinker on the inside corner. That is out number 1. Walker Buehler now the batter with the bases loaded and 1 out. He's facing Chatwood with a 1-1 count. And Buehler grounds it weakly in front of the plate. The catcher has it. He goes home, and he steps on the plate to force the runner coming home. They throw to first, and Buehler is safe. So again, the Brewers not able to turn the double play. However, the run does not score. The bases are still loaded, and there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trent Grisham now the batter for the Cubs. Here comes the first pitch, and it gets away. Another wild pitch with a runner on third. This run is going to score. The Cubs now have a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Tyler Chatwood continuing to struggle on the mound. He's facing Trent Grisham now with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is inside for ball 4. So Chatwood loads the bases again, issuing, I believe that was his 3rd walk of the appearance, and now Sean Doolittle is coming out of the Brewers bullpen. He is going to face Corey Seager. Doolittle, the lefty, facing Seager, the lefty, here in the bottom of the 6th. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, Doolittle working with a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch to Seager. Popped up left field. That was probably ball 4, but it's going to be a fly out to Yelich, and the inning is over. So the Cubs again leave the bases loaded. They do score once. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 5-1 ball game. Walker Buehler now facing Keston Hiura here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-strike count. Walker Buehler with the pitch. There's a grounder toward short. Seager has it. He throws to first. That is out number 1. Hummel now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Buehler with the pitch. And a pop up to center, adjusting his Grisham back toward the warning track, but he's going to make the play easily for out number 2. Soler now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Buehler facing Soler with a 1-strike count. Here comes the delivery. Grounded toward first. Rizzo has it. He wins the foot race to the bag, and the inning is over. So the Cubs take a 5-1 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning. And today, leading the 7th inning stretch, we have Andre Dawson. Sean Doolittle now coming back out to the mound for the Brewers. He's facing Nico Hoerner, who is 2 for 4 with an RBI today. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning, Hoerner steps into the plate. 1 ball is the count. And Hoerner grounds it up the middle. Second baseman has it. He throws to first, and he retires his counterpart for out number 1. Bryce Harper now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 2 balls is the count to Bryce Harper. Here comes the delivery. Harper loops that one into left center field. Is that going to drop? No, the left fielder Yelich has just enough time to get there and make the running catch for out number 2. Moncada now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Here comes the first pitch to Yohan Moncada. And he's going to loop that one into center field. That one is going to drop in for a base hit, and the Cubs have a runner with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A single for Moncada brings up Anthony Rizzo. 2 outs, 1 man on. Doolittle facing Rizzo. Here comes the delivery. Down the right field line. He got all that one looking up, and it is gone. He hit the scoreboard out there in right field. Rizzo with his first home run of the season, 381 feet. And the Cubs now have a 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So a 2-out home run for Anthony Rizzo gives the Cubs a 6-run lead, and it brings up Danny Santana. Doolittle working with 2 outs and nobody on base. Here comes the pitch, and it's grounded toward first. Picking it up is Hyera. He steps on the bag, and the inning is over. So the Cubs score twice on the Rizzo home run. We're going to the top of the 8th of a 7-1 ball game. Walker Buehler coming out with 72 pitches here in the top of the 8th inning. He's going to face the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Brewers lineup in the top of the 8th. Buehler with the pitch, and he hits the first batter. The first pitch against the first batter in the top of the 8th inning, and he hits him with a fastball. Looked like he hit him right in the gluteus maximus. And now Tristan Cassis is going to come in and pinch hit for the Brewers with 1 out, with 1 man on and nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. 2 balls is the count. Grounder towards second. The throw goes to short. The relay to first. There's a 4-6-3 double play. So Buehler induces the double play ground ball. And now the Brewers have 2 outs and nobody on. And Derek Dietrich will be the next batter. He is pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot here in the top of the 8th. So the wheels are turning in the Brewers dugout right now as Buehler faces his 2nd straight pinch hitter. 2-2 is the count. And that is strike 3 at the knees. So that's going to be out number 3. The Brewers do not score as Buehler faces the minimum. We are going to the bottom of the 8th of a 7-1 ball game. And now J.P. Frierson is coming out of the Brewers bullpen to pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning. Austin Hedges will lead off, followed by the pitcher's spot, and then Trent Grisham. Here comes the pitch to Hedges. And there's a grounder toward first. The shift was on. The first baseman was literally the only defender on that side of the infield, but he makes the play, and he steps on the base to retire Hedges for out number 1. Buehler now is going to be allowed to try to finish this game. He is coming out here to bat for himself in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-2 is the count, and Buehler lines it into right. Going back, the right fielder Soler makes the catch. That is out number 2. Trent Grisham now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-1 is the count. Grisham grounds it toward third. Picked and thrown across the diamond. That is going to retire Grisham by a step to end the inning. We're going to the top of the 9th now with the Cubs up 7-1. Buehler will face the top of the Brewers lineup in the top of the 9th inning. He is sitting at 81 pitches. First batter up is Orlando Arcia, who is 1 for 3 today. 2-1 is the count. Buehler with the delivery. Popped up right field deep, but it looks like there's going to be room as Harper turns around and makes the play. That is out number 1. Urias now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike is the count. And there's a liner down the right field line. Long run, and Bryce Harper plays it on a hop. That's going to be a 1-out single here in the top of the 9th inning. So runner on first, Christian Yelich now the batter. 1 out, top of the 9th. Buehler working. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yelich swings and misses for strike 3. Got him with the cut fastball for out number 2. That is strikeout number 8 on the day for Walker Buehler. And now the Brewers down to their final out. Keston Hiura is the batter with 2 outs and a runner on first. Buehler working with a 2-ball count. Here comes the pitch to Keston Hiura. And he grounds it toward third. Oh, and Moncada boots it. That could have been the end of the ball game. Hiura reaches on an error. Moncada boots it for his first error of the season over at third base. And now Hummel is the batter. So Buehler is at 95 pitches. Man, that was talk about a not timely error. I guess if there is such a thing as a timely error. But with a 6-run lead, we're going to go ahead and warm up Junior Fernandez in the event that we need a reliever here in the top of the 9th inning. We're going to walk out to the mound and say, hey, Buehler, you still have a chance to finish off this game. You just got to keep your head out here in the game. Buehler now facing Cooper Hummel with 2 outs and 2 men on in the top of the 9th inning. Full count, Here's the pitch. Popped up, center field, going back. At the warning track, Trent Grisham looks up. He takes a step back in and makes the play to end the inning. So the Cubs are victorious on opening day. It is 7-1 over the Brewers. Walker Buehler, as everybody shakes hands, Walker Buehler gets the complete game. 1 run, 8 strikeouts, and an impressive opening day appearance by Walker Buehler for the Cubs. We are going to see that today's player of the game, no big surprise, Walker Buehler. He threw 101 pitches, 9 innings, 6 hits, 1 run earned, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and that solo home run by Jorge Soler was the only blemish in today's game. So for the Cubs, Yoan Moncada actually went 4 for 5, although that error in the 9th inning certainly created a little extra drama that was not necessary. Anthony Rizzo had 3 walks today and drove in 2 runs. Corey Seager walked twice and went 1 for 3 with a run scored. So pretty good day for the Cubs offense all the way around. 7 runs on 12 hits with 1 error. The Brewers 1 run on 6 hits with no errors. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.